Welcome back to the Swish Nomad episode. Welcome back to the Swish Nomad podcast.
See, that's what
You
happened
know,
when
it's
it's been
one
a while.
thirty.
You don't do that.
Yeah, it's 1:30 a.m. I'm tired. So let's start over. Welcome back to the Swish Nomads podcast. It's the 24th episode, and we're still rocking. We're still here because you guys, you listeners, you viewers, you subscribe, you like, you share what we did, and I'm asking you once again to do it, to smash that like button, smash that share button. We're present on all socials, on Facebook, on X, on Instagram, on TikTok. You correct me if I'm wrong. Uh, so anyway, you can listen to the podcast on Spotify too. So just just show us some love and hit the like button. This will help us so much. Uh, Today, co-hosting with me is the Nigerian Queen OG.
Hello, thank you. I missed last week's episode, so I'm excited to be on this week's.
So happy to have you back. Uh, we have the Senegalese king, Jigo.
Bro, I always love the build-ups though. Looking forward for this episode though. This is how dedicated we are for you guys to record this podcast. Marcel is on site. It's 1 a.m. in the Island Boys country, and I am here in the day of Tabaski. Should have been here eating the mutton, but yeah, dedicated for you guys, for all of you listeners. So looking forward to this episode, and yeah, like and subscribe.
Just
And
before you
last but not
continue, I forgot
least,
to say
yeah,
happy Eid to everyone who celebrated or is celebrating Eid as well. So happy Eid, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
and last but not least, Cote d'Ivoire's own Prince Cello. How are you, my boy?
Nasty work to call me
Really?
Queen and then to call him Prince. He's older than me.
That's all
Yeah,
He's
royalty
our
over here.
son.
That
King,
is
Queen,
disgusting.
Prince. What about you, the island boy?
Oh, he's a
I'm an
king.
island boy. I'm an island boy.
I
Happy life.
good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Hi, I'm glad to be part of episode 24 of Switch Nomads. As Jigo said, I'm on site. Everything is running smoothly. We have good games, but we're gonna talk about it later. I know OG is looking at me like, don't spoil anything. Don't spoil anything yet. I won't. I'll have my own time and then we discuss about it. But I'm glad to be on episode 24.
Thank you, Cello, and I'm Jay the Beard, Jonathan from Mauritius. High five to
The
everyone
island
from
boy.
listening. To everyone listening from anywhere in the world. Uh, we'll jump into the action. We're the first position of this episode, and it's the hot topics. OG's very own hot topics. She's got the words, she's got the moves, she's got everything. And yeah, let's listen to her.
I mean, once again, thank you for the build up because you make me sound like I do a lot of research. I will say Hot Topics is a little light this week. I had a lot of other stuff going on, but I've heard it through the grapevine that, oh, wait, okay, there's two things I need to tell you. So, first is I heard it through the grapevine that Bruno from Angola and Eddie Tavares from Capo Verde are making a mini documentary in the lead up to Afrobasket. So we're going to see them before, as they're both in Spain now, and then we'll see them during Afrobasket, and then afterwards, looking at what it's like to represent your country and what it's like from a player's perspective. So I'm really excited to see what that looks like and to see how they do in an Afrobasket. I think it's a very different thing to when you're just watching the games to then seeing the players kind of interpretation of a game before and after it. So that would be cool. Also, I heard a voice note that I think I told you guys about. Maybe I did not. A coach from MBB, or the team that shall not be named, as we like to refer to them here, messaging his team to tell them that he has been contacted by the, I was going to call him the king of Rwanda, the president of Rwanda, or the president's team, let's say, because we don't know if it was the president himself, who asked him to come and coach APR. So he basically sent a voice note to the team to be like, yo, dogs, it's been great, but the level in SA is just not good enough. Rwanda has the infrastructure, and their president actually reached out to me, and I'm going to go coach them. And then he just bounced, just left them. Now, obviously, my first question was, he's in contract. How can you even do that? How can you just leave? You signed a contract with a team. What are the terms and conditions when you're in the BAL? Can you just up and go whenever you feel like it? Because that's what it feels like to me. But second of all, if you're the players in that team, yo, that kind of feels like he just said, you guys aren't good enough. I'm just gonna go
You
somewhere
guys are
else. So it's a
trash.
little, yeah, it's a bit disappointing. So yeah, to hear that is wild. And then the last bit of hot topics, which probably won't surprise anybody, is if anybody watched the game between Rivers Hoopers and US Monastir, there's this like young boy, young handsome man called Samba. Um, what can I tell you about this man other than he's a real sharpshooter and he's easy on the eye, and his celebrations, they do something to you. So if you haven't followed him, follow him. And Samba, call me in it because we need to talk. It's not that I didn't notice you before, but you're shining real
The
bright right
breeze.
now. Yeah. So that's it from me and hot topics. Back to you, David. I don't know
When
why
I
you're all
say
laughing. You asked for the
No, no,
gossip.
no,
I
no,
gave
no,
it to
no,
you.
no, no.
no, no,
It
no.
Yeah,
was
When
it's
I
good.
say
all
this
it's all basketball
podcast,
related, let's say. Yeah. It's all
yeah, when I
basketball
say this,
related.
this
Kero makes
podcast
video though. For people that don't
is
know,
going to,
Kero makes video. She's a great editor. She's a great
Oh,
editor.
I make videos.
Yeah,
If
she
if
makes
you need a
videos.
video, Samba, just call me. I can make you a video.
Yep.
Is he even aware about them raise?
Sorry, what?
Is he even aware
Of what?
of what you're doing right now?
Probably not. That's why one of you is going to tell him, or he's going to listen to the podcast. This is what we're
It
here
ain't
for.
me. It ain't
Oh, you,
me.
Cello, you are right there. If you do not go knock on that boy's door and tell him, when I see you in Cote d'Ivoire, it's going to be fists. We're going to fight. Do
It
your
will be on
job, bro.
July, bro. You better do your job.
now, not me wanting to see this fight. I don't know
You
why,
know
but
I'll
I'm
win, though.
still. I want to see this
I'll
fight now.
win.
I don't know,
Listen,
but I
it's
want to see this
okay.
fight.
I will catch you in Abidjan. Catch you outside the arena. Me versus you. I know you've got body, but I've got long limbs, bro. I can do all that boxing. I listen. Don't test me.
I don't
Go
want no
call Samba
smoke.
now and tell him I make videos. Go and tell him.
You know what? First thing in the morning tomorrow, I'll be in the hotel.
Okay, that's what I like to hear. See, we don't like problems here on Swish Nomads. We
And I
like
and I
results. We like
and,
solutions.
and I'll do a quick shout out so that
Mm.
you'll be pleased. Just to
Okay.
keep you cool. Know what I mean?
Yeah. Cool. See,
I
Don't want no
this is
see,
what
fight.
teamwork looks like. This is teamwork.
I'm seeing a free stitched t-shirt going on.
Facts.
Shout out
Thanks
to
for
Boss
promoting my
Lady.
brand.
I'm too
Stitch
lost
Shout out
for
is a new
words now.
brand. Everybody should get it. I'll tell you
Yep.
about it later. Oh, that should have been my hot topic that I launched my brand. Why
Yeah.
didn't I think of that?
Oh, it's not
I'm
late. You
really
can
not good at
actually
marketing.
you can definitely use this platform though to promote your brand.
I'll
Here
do it at
we
the end
are.
of the show. If we have time, I'll
And
do
then
it at
call
the
on
end of the
guys and say, yeah, call me. Stitch would have been better on this. I'm just
show.
saying.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. This is why I need a marketing team because clearly I don't know what I'm doing.
No worries, we got you. We're
Thanks,
here.
man.
But hey, I just wanted to jump
Let's
in real
go.
quick about the hot topic. About the hot topics, like I mean,
Shoot,
it was
shoot.
very. It is such a disrespectful move to send a voice note to your team. I mean, after like probably a week after competition, that is absolutely insane to do. That I don't know how to qualify it. He could have been more diplomatic in his approach. Let's say,
But
hey,
how?
calling a team meeting. I don't know. Call a team
Yeah,
meeting.
but
Talk.
weren't
Tell
they
them,
already? Some people had already left because I'm pretty sure it was a week before the finals started. So at this point, some people have already left, caught flights and whatever. I understand the mechanics of not being able to call a physical team meeting to be able to talk to people face to face. But
but
I
even an
think,
online
like you said,
meeting,
he could have called them on the phone. Like,
yeah, even an
Uh,
online
I
Well,
meeting.
think I think the his use of words, is more even brings even more drama to the situation. I mean,
hmm,
you can't say there's no infrastructure here. Over there, they have what you know. It's like you're downgrading
hmm,
the players, and we all know what's happening to South African basketball. Uh, but
hmm,
coming out from a coach from the team that you coached, you brought
hmm.
to a certain level, and now you're telling the guys, "Hey, you're not good enough or something." That's that just not sits right here.
Yeah, no,
No,
you're right.
eh, I think his players should have been uh, a bit tougher on him at some point. So he could learn a lesson or two. But you see what happens in Rwanda. They don't laugh with basketball there. So let's see if he
And
can
I wonder,
make
but I
things
also
happen there.
wonder, is it because he's American that like maybe moving teams is such an easy thing. Like there's no loyalty or allegiance to that. Do you know what I mean? Like you just go where the job is. You go where you can next take the next step on your career to move up. I wonder if that had something to do with it. Because I remember him mentioning like there's a lot more development and career prospects in Rwanda. That's what I remember from the voice note. So maybe he's also thinking as his career that there's not much that SA can give him, but if you go to Rwanda, he could probably do better.
Yeah, I see. I see. I do understand that. I mean, I can also hear it, but there is such some little bit of cultural, I mean, shock that probably can be a part of that. But just feel like if that brother get bailed out of jail, I don't
Mm,
know. I don't know. Like just after a week of competition and said it to I really don't get the way of he communicated to that message. I mean,
mm,
it's important for a coach to seek out opportunities. I mean, we all having careers to grow and then to get into to other areas and then whatever the case may be. But there is way of doing things, and that's not definitely the proper way to do so. I mean, not that Jonathan saying we already know what's going on in SA, but now you are furthering downgrading the level of South African basketball.
mm. It's true. It's just sad. I think it's just
It
really sad.
is a voice note, damn, just like a girlfriend.
Yeah, that
You're letting
can
your
you
girlfriend
imagine?
do a voice note.
Just break up like that.
A breakup like that. That is crazy. But yeah, shout out to Rwandan basketball though. They're making
Do you know
big
what? They
improvement.
want to win. And
Oh
that's what it
yeah.
is. They didn't come here to play games. I mean, they came to play basketball, obviously, but they didn't come here to like joke around. They really see the BAL as an
Mhm.
opportunity to put Rwandan basketball on the map. And if we're all honest, Rwandan basketball is now in the same conversation as Tunisian, Egyptian,
Yeah.
Angolan basketball. If it's
England
more
basketball.
competitive than Angolan basketball because
True.
different teams win like different seasons. It's not the same team winning every time. You can watch
Yeah.
it on TV. They're always doing press releases. The photos are great. The videos are great. The fans are great. The teams are great. The players are great. They're attracting the better talent. So
Yeah.
now it is kind of like if you want to play basketball in Africa, it's not just two markets anymore. You can go to Egypt, you can go to Tunisia, and
Tunisia, yeah,
now
and you can go
Rwanda,
through Rwanda as well. Yeah, true.
and you can get paid well.
Yep, you can get
Yeah.
paid very well. Shout out to Rwandan basketball though. They're making big moves, and then
Mm.
they're attracting the best and then the biggest names in our continent, which is great. And just like you said, the league is very competitive in itself. I mean, in terms of players, in terms of coaching, in terms of management, infrastructure, and what have you. They're playing in the local league in the BK Arena. So every time that you see a photo or video going out there, it's always a banger. And then the games are broadcasted,
Mm.
which bring value, and you don't even estimate how big it is to have a African basketball league to be broadcasted.
It's
Sometimes you just
true.
walk around. I mean, in Senegal, the only games that are broadcasted are finals, let's say, or a big game.
Mm.
Finals only are broadcasted. I mean, in Angola, most of the games are broadcasted, but even in Tunisia, some of the games are broadcasted. Sometimes you can find them on Facebook, and then some of the marquee games you can find them on national TV, whatever the case may be. But Rwanda making that big step, oh, they're calling Africa, and then yeah, the BA is working for them. I mean, it has been probably in two BALs that they did not qualify to the final round,
Mm.
but look what they made today.
Yeah.
Hey, looking
We're
forward
going
to
to talk
Rwandan
about it later,
basketball.
I think.
Yep,
Yeah.
the beard.
So, is the subject closed now? That's another question, but we're going now for the full court press with a question of a week, which is which FIBA Africa competition has the most growth potential? Is it the men's Afrobasket, the women's Afrobasket, the youth under 18 and 16, or the Afrocan? According
Mm.
to you guys, which one is it? We start with a lady.
Oh,
OG?
thanks.
Yeah, it's up to
Okay,
you.
so I thought about this question, and I think the best way to answer it is kind of in two parts. So the first being it's about growth, right?
Mm,
And if we look at what's happening in the USA, the growth is coming from youth, it's coming from college sports. So
mm,
my answer would be the under 18s, boys and women. I think if you invest, boys and women, boys and girls, I think if you invest in the under 18s, that gives you the most potential for growth because it's creating young stars that people will then follow into their adult careers. They get fans nice and early. We get to see them doing what they do in an amazing competition. And then from there, we're like, oh, I remember that kid when they make it to the national team or when they go to club level or when they transfer and go to the States. You can be like, oh, they played in this competition, they played in that competition. And I think that helps grow the foundation of a player, but also the pedigree of a national team. Because now you get 4 or 5 kids that people remember from that under 18 competitions who are now playing in men's or women's, and those kids have followers that they are bringing to the game. So I think if you want to grow the game like socially and amongst young people, that's what you need to do. Focus on the youth tournaments, specifically under 18. If you can get 16 to 18, that's amazing because you follow their career that way. The next one I would say, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think it's the women's Afrobasket.
mhm,
I think women are getting more commercial rights. They're getting more publicity. They're getting more respect. And if we look at the women's Afrobasket game, I think you get more competitive matchups than you do in the men's. I think the men's you have one or two, but then the rest are kind of blowouts. But in the women's games, there's they have their rivalries, yes, but you have these matchups where you're losing by 2 or 3 points, or the game goes up and down. It isn't just one way the whole time, which makes it a more interesting game for you to watch as the viewer. And if you want to get people interested in a game, you want to get them excited. You don't want them to come and watch a game that's a 20-point blowout. Why would they do that? No one would want to do that. So, for me, if we're thinking about growing grassroots and social media, you have to go with the youth under 16, under 18. But if you want to grow the the fandom and the experience of Afrobasket, I think women's Afrobasket is the way to go.
I can say that she stole my answers.
Cello? Cello, what about you?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that she stole my answers, but it's just the reason why we on the same page because if we want to use logic, of course, it's going to be the youth competition, which are under 18, especially under 18 for the same reasons that OG just mentioned. You know what I mean? Um, On the women's side as well, I don't have any much to say because she stated everything. But shout out to African because it's from African that we can have proper competition at the BAL if we look at the African born players who are playing in Africa in several national leagues. So as long as the competition will evolve, it's going to be like a bridge binding both continental cups, talking about the national teams, and the Basketball Africa leagues or the WBLA, because at the end of the day, these are the same players that we see in those African leagues towards the national leagues. And the fun fact is that we are more than 25 players here in the final eight. So this one states that there's a huge improvement and a great development of basketball locally that will help the national teams improve their play and make those competition. I'm talking about Afrobasket women, African, much more competitive.
Thank you for your insight, Chelo. Jigo, something to add about it?
Hey, FIBA connection. They said everything. FIBA connection said everything, and they left us hanging, bro. But hey, uh,
That's becoming a
I think
conspiracy theory, yeah?
yeah, right. But all the answers were correct, and then I agree with both of them. I agree with Cello and OG as well. And then for my personal perspective, I feel like women's Afrobasket has the more potential to grow.
Thank you.
Why? Because we're having that competition twice, two times. I mean,
Mm,
in the span of 2 years, as in that
that's a
men's Afrobasket, we're having it once in 4 years. So the recurrency, and then we can show the numbers. I mean, the numbers on broadcasted, on social media views, on impact, and whatever the case may be, on rivalries, and then the amount of teams that are getting more and more competitive, and then the type of talent and coaches that women's Afrobasket is bringing itself.
mm.
I feel like women's Afrobasket is actually has the most potential in terms of growth.
The funny
I,
thing, if
I
I
think
can, if I can add something real quick, the funny thing is that because of this span of 2 years,
Mm,
rivalries make more sense. As a
Mm.
yeah.
fan, I need to wait 4 years to see South Sudan
Hmm.
against Tunisia or Angola against Cape Verde. But on the
That's
women's
crazy.
side, not
Yeah.
only that you have this year the quarterfinals, the group stage, but another matchup in the
Hmm.
group stage, which will be Angola against Cote d'Ivoire, and then Angola versus
Mm,
Egypt.
mm.
Hmm.
This is countless the quarterfinals because we never know.
sorry.
We never know if
Yeah.
those teams are going to meet up once again. So
And I think something that holds back, sorry, Cello, I didn't mean
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah. Go
interrupt.
on.
Something that holds back the men's game is exactly what you said, having to wait 4 years. Whereas in Eurobasket, America Cup, and Asia Cup, it's every 2 years, like the women's game.
Yeah.
Why in Africa do we have to wait 4 years? It doesn't make any sense because
Hmm.
also as a player, your chances of playing in an Afrobasket are less because it's every 4 years. So
Hmm.
maybe the most you're gonna get is three Afro baskets. If that let's say you start at like 18, 19 years old, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you have to wait 4 years, 4 years, 4 years. The most you're going to get is three. Whereas for the women, if they start 18, 19, they could get six,
Yeah.
like literally six in. And also we forget that continental competitions help players to get their next contract. They get more
Hmm.
eyes on them globally, which means we're going
Hmm.
to get African players going into other leagues and getting more attention on the African game because they're like, oh, that player came second in Afrobasket. Now he's playing in Pro A or something like
Hmm.
that. Do you understand what I'm saying? But how
Yeah.
can you do that if the player is only playing every 4 years? That's kind of crazy.
Let me steal the mic, the host mic for from the beard. I have one question though.
Please do, please do.
I have a question. Like, I don't want to involve FIBA connection. I believe what at stake is push more African players to play locally so that they will play not only AfroBasket but African. But is it a good idea at the end?
Here's my issue with African, right? Is that I understand the concept, I understand why it was created, I can see the benefit of it. But the problem is, if you have good local leagues, you don't need African. You have the BAL, you don't need African. And if you had Afrobasket every 2 years, there's no reason for African. The only reason I would say African makes sense is because you have to have players that are playing within their country. But again, if you have local leagues, you don't need that because we would see them from the local leagues every time.
Yeah.
So to me, take away African and then bring back Afrobasket for every 2 years, and you solve your problem. Because teams now, as in a federation, is going to invest more if they know they're going to an Afrobasket every 2 years rather than waiting every 4 years. That's the
four
term of
years.
some federations. A federations is 4 years.
But that's the same.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's the same federation who actually make the team for the AfroCat. But I understand your point. Jigo, I have a question for you. Like, don't you think that African is like the UEFA Europa League and AfroBasket the Champions League?
No, it can't be because they. Sorry,
I said
I don't mean to take. I know you're asking Jigo, but sorry, as a British person who football is our national game, I need to answer this question.
no,
Okay,
but I was talking
the
about the
reason
concept of it.
the
It-
the
I mean, the
concept is
concept is
not, it's
cool.
not the same concept. It's not the same concept because the concept of the UEFA and the Champions League is they're played week in, week out.
no, no, no.
African is played.
Let me clarify.
No, the reason why they work is because you, as a fan, get to watch your team at least once a week competing against somebody else. This is why it works. So, as a Europa, you, as a French fan, is going to watch them against Spain 1 week. Next week, you're going to watch them against Germany. The week after that, you're going to watch them against France. In African, it doesn't work like that. It's a tournament. It's a 12-day tournament. Therefore, it's basically the same as Afrobasket. The only difference is you're excluding people who were born in the diaspora or play outside of the country. So in that case, it's not the same.
Let me clarify. In terms of tiers now, what can you say about this? Like, we all know that AfroBasket is top tier, but African is tier two. So does it make sense to keep having African or not? Talking about the tiers, if we want to.
I'll answer that.
Do you want something? I don't know. I just wanted to jump in real quick.
Mm.
I mean, African basketball fans aren't even interacting that much with African because it's not market enough. So that is first thing first. That's one thing. People for African basketball, people were waiting for Afro basket and then the U18, the U19, and whatever the case may be. And then since the BL arrived, people are waiting more of the BL because they will see their teams or a team from a local or a team from a local league playing every year a
Mhm,
competitive competition that has NBA stakes involved in it. And for
mhm,
African, I understand like the concept is really dope. I mean, giving African players the right to play for their countries and then whatever the case may be. But the fans aren't interacting with Afro-Can. So I don't believe that it's very sustainable as a competition
I
to
mean,
have
which happens
to
every
be to
four
be fair.
years as well.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
The beard had something he wanted to add as well.
Yeah.
The African was back in 2023. There were some numbers about the African, and
Mm,
it was shown that people only watch the most important games. I mean, the most important matchups. The finals, I think the semifinals were produced some numbers. Okay, but basically, the African is not the competition I'm looking forward to in 2 years
yeah.
mhm,
because I've seen. Let's just face it. I was hoping when I was there, I was hoping to see this big Angola, this big Nigeria coming. But when they came
Mm,
around, what they, I mean, you asking, oh, is that Nigeria? Is that Angola?
mm,
Okay, so there's no stake, or there's a stake at some point, but there's no stake high enough to, for the competition to grow in the coming years.
mm,
Okay, so basically, the African, I'm sorry to say it, I won't say it must disappear, but it is bound at some point to stop existing because there's nothing that can sustain it. People
yeah.
are watching only the finals or the semifinals. I remember some guys from Morocco. All the fans were from. It was from Morocco, and it was between Morocco and Cote d'Ivoire, and the vast majority of fans were from Morocco, and that's it. Cote d'Ivoire didn't
Mm,
watch the finals. DR Congo people from DR. There was a guy from the TV, DR Congo TV, who was there, but no one followed DR Congo. No one followed Nigeria. So
mm,
the tournament itself is needs to be either, FIBA Africa rethinks the whole tournament before, goes on and brings out new rules, a total, rethinking of the rules, or it is bound to disappear. So that's not the competition that's going to grow. In the coming years, I think personally that the women's football basket, like you just said earlier, is going to grow because people are. Some time ago, I said, "Where are the women stars?" The
mm,
people know the women stars. Uh, s- like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was talking to my wife and some friends, and I said I was, showing her a picture of, Cameroon's Monique, Makani.
mhm,
I was telling them, this lady, this player, I saw her play in Rwanda, and they say, "Oh, she played in Rwanda, yeah, and now she's playing in the WNBA." So the
mhm,
level, people are starting to see that our African women stars are becoming or shining brighter and brighter, and at some point, I'm sorry guys, but they will outshine the men's afro basket and the men's stars. That's, mark my words, they will outshine the boys.
but I think you're correct because we see them more regularly. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean? Because
yeah,
it's every 2 years.
yeah,
Because it's every 2 years, you're going to see them more than you see the male stars. And for something like the WNBA, where they're a development, what people don't understand is the WNBA is also a development league. It's classed as a league that is growing and expanding. It's not fully where it's supposed to be. So over time, they're going to add more teams. They're going to add more, which means there's more spots and more players.
Yeah, they added two
And
more. They added two more. The
exactly.
Valkyrie this year,
And
and next year will be the Toronto. Yeah,
exactly. And then after that, I think the plan is to add another two over the
yeah.
next 4 years after
They're
that.
planning to expand. Yeah,
Exactly, which means they're going to want more players. And I think something that the NBA as an entity has realized is they are a global brand. And if they want to sell jerseys and t shirts and all these things, they need to have global stars in their game. They
yeah,
can't just have Americans. Because I promise you now, they're selling more Doncic and Antetokounmpo and Jokic jerseys than they're selling Halliburton ones. I can promise you as a fact. Because exactly, because Halliburton, yeah, you're selling in the States, but Doncic is also selling in Europe.
yeah.
Giannis is selling in Europe. Jokic is selling in Europe. And those people who watch Eurobasket, they watch NBA too. So they go watch NBA and then they're coming, they will pay and fly to go and see Eurobasket because they get to see Doncic up close. They get to see Jokic up close. Bogdanovic, all the Viches. They get to see all the Viches. In African basketball, the problem is it's not regular enough for NBA teams to be able to scout players like that every 4 years. We are lucky in that we got Malawak, we got Chomchi. Like, and that's because they were attached to NBA Academy and they saw
Yeah.
them at a young age. And then they were able to, they got into the American school system, then they declared for the draft. And actually, they're just naturally gifted. God has blessed them and they're talented. So now they're in teams and they're able to do that. But how many of our players are going to do that? We've got players now playing in the men's national teams that could be in the NBA. But because they don't see them that often. If you're an NBA team, you're not going to go watch the local league of Burundi. You're not.
Yeah.
Where are you even going to find it? Like,
It's
so,
not even
and this, I
broadcasted
think we're
there.
all, I think FIBA Africa is almost shooting itself in the foot. They have the potential to make stars by cutting out African and making Afrobasket every 2 years, like all the other men's continental competitions.
Mm,
It forces federations to develop quicker and to put things in process quicker.
mm,
It forces teams to understand coaching better, understand teamwork better, understand the fundamentals of logistics and travel. And also, it creates stars, which is what we want. We want stars within Africa and stars in the wider world. And I think that's where the BAL has been very successful. Within 5 years, we're looking at Pretoria Arena. An
mm.
SA team is not playing, and the place is full.
Yeah.
And this is a place that Pedro has said
Mm.
consistently, South Africa doesn't know basketball. They don't love basketball. But look at the arena, because they do love basketball. Maybe the infrastructure isn't there, but they love going to events. They love going to watch. And the same thing kind of happens in Rwanda.
Yeah.
You go for the spectacle, you go for the show, you go for the enjoyment. We're Africans, enjoyment, enjoyment, enjoyment. That's what we do.
Just to go along with you, during the press conference of the finals, the BAL playoffs, the president of FIBA Africa stated that he believes that in the years to come, if there's an African team, if there's a champion, a world like a FIBA World Cup, and then an African team goes to the final four or goes to the semis or to the finals or even win the finals, it will be on the women's side.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's what
I
he
think
said
that's very obvious.
because the first time that the female coaches a national team for Nigeria, they win the AfroBaskets. That's number one.
Mm.
And number two, first team to go to the Olympics, I mean Nigeria, first time for that coach, goes to the quarterfinals.
We're heading to the Swahili coast for our
Mm.
Hidden Hoops Tanzania edition. And to
Oh,
introduce the subject, OG, please, for the past of Tanzanian basketball.
okay. So, guys, I did a little bit of homework, as you know, I like to do it. So, I'm gonna do the story of Tanzanian basketball up to 1990s, and I learned a few things. So, hopefully, it's gonna be enjoyable to you guys as well. So, oh, and firstly, I want to apologize to Ellie and all fans of Tanzanian basketball for all of the pronunciations I'm going to get wrong. Okay, let's get going.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, straight up, because these
Yeah,
names.
let's start with
Wait.
a disclaimer.
Basketball arrived in Tanzania, which was known back then as Tange Inyanka. That's Tanganyika, something I didn't know, during the 1950s. It was introduced primarily through Catholic mission schools and youth clubs. So that was European missionaries, especially from Italy and Germany, who brought basketball as part of a broader physical education program in their mission run secondary schools. So I wanted to understand, like, we talk about these missionary schools all the time. So I wanted to understand the breakdown. So here is how it worked. So before World War One, Tanganyika was a German colony. German East Africa is what it was known. So it was German Christian groups that had influence, but basketball arrived a little bit later after the British took control. So the United Kingdom's colonial administration came post World War One. So British schools and teachers introduced Western sports, including basketball, but it was more American driven, and that was by the Peace Corps. But I'm going to get to them in a bit. So you also had Italy and France, who came through Catholic missionary schools, and they were in Tanganyika and Zanzibar. But the French schools mostly went to Central and West Africa. Okay, so now back to the story. So by the late 1950s, the game had gained a foothold in many urban centers like Dar el Salem and Mwanza. though football mainly was the dominating sport. In the early years, basketball was very much a boys' game, played largely in elite mission schools and among civil service youth groups. The women's game started a little later, in the early 1960s, as Tanganyika moved towards independence. Catholic girls' schools in Dar es Salaam and Tanga began introducing basketball to female students. These schools were amongst the first in East Africa to offer regular basketball to girls, often taught by missionaries run by foreign PE teachers. So, PE meaning physical education. A major turning point came after independence in 1961 when the Tanzanian government made education a national priority. But there was a shortage of qualified PE teachers, and this was where the American Peace Corps volunteers played a crucial role. From the mid 1960s, Peace Corps volunteers introduced modern basketball coaching in Tanzanian secondary schools, organized by some of the country's first structured organized some of the country's first structured inter-school tournaments and began training local teachers in basketball fundamentals. So I wanted to understand like why the Peace Corps was there in the first place. So here's what I found out. So in the 1960s and 70s, American Peace Corps volunteers were a key factor in spreading basketball across East Africa, especially in Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda. After independence in 1961, there was a shortage of qualified teachers, and this is where the Peace Corps volunteers helped fill in the gap, and by doing that, they brought American sports, including basketball, to the forefront of education. So many early secondary school PE programs in Dar el Salaam and other urban centers were run by volunteers trained in US basketball coaching methods, introducing modern drills, rules, and competitive play. And then the Peace Corps started and helped organize the inter-school competitions and ran training workshops, which was especially important for building the early women's games because they focused on women's schools. Okay, now back to my story. So in 1968, Tanzania joined FIBA, formalizing its place in international basketball. In 1970, saw the formation of some of Tanzania's earliest men's basketball clubs, including Pazi Basketball Club and Vijay Vad. Okay, it sounds like a rude word, guys, but is Vijayna? That's what I'm going to say, but it sounds like a rude word. Basketball club from Dar es Salaam, both of which became pillars of the national game. So if you are a hardcore basketball fan, you will know that Pazi has played in the Road to BAL qualifiers, and Vijayna has also played in the Zone 5 Women's WBLA qualifiers as well. So you should know those names. For women, the growth remained anchored in sports. Throughout the 1970s and into the 1980s, girls' basketball was driven by Catholic and state secondary schools, with an annual inter-regional tournament helping to identify young talent. By the late 1980s, basketball in Tanzania was still relatively small compared to football, but its foundations had been laid. Dar es Salaam had become the heart of the national game in both men's and women's grassroots scenes, producing players that would go on to represent Tanzania in regional competitions. So, a fun fact, although in the 1990s Tanzania was not yet a continental force, it had built something important in terms of grassroots. And they made their first appearance in the senior competition in 1974 in which was what called back then FIBA Africa Women's Championship, one of the first East African nations to send a women's team to a continental competition. And also they sent a women's team before they sent a men's team, meaning that in East Africa, women were doing better at basketball than men at that time. And that is the history of Tanzania.
Thank you, G. That was really nice. Now I have to match up that level, so I'll just try. Uh, what we know of Tanzanian basketball right now is that they have produced players that have played in the NBA, namely Ashim Thabit,
Tabit.
if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, Ashim
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was drafted. He was he was drafted ahead of of NBA MVPs like Harden, James Harden, and Steph Curry. So
Back in
the
online.
guy had potential. He was drafted by the Rockets, if I'm not, by
By
the
the Memphis,
Grizzlies.
yeah, by
Yeah,
the Memphis
Memphis
Grizzlies,
Grizzlies,
second
and then
round. Yeah.
yeah, and so he has been saying he's a great advocate of growth for Tanzanian basketball. He said it in numerous interviews. He said that he even said that basketball can even rival football in Tanzania if given the right tools, the right opportunities to grow. Mm, some of the players uh, who made it to the road to BL. Some of the teams also Pazi BC, Marcelo, please,
So
JKT.
You have ABC back in 2022, the team of the army of the country, and then the Pazi Basketball Club who
Yeah.
played in 2023 for the BAL season four. They fell short against City Oilers at that time in South Africa, if you remember.
Yeah. So I think that the infrastructure is there, still building well, but they get the exposure they need through the BL qualifiers. What's the main issue now? I think it's not the lack of talent; it's the lack of visibility for Tanzanian basketball. And what about the future now? The future seems bright. Why? Because they're trying to come back to the continental scene. They've been hosting events,
Hmm.
Road to Bal events. We've been hosting
Yeah,
WBLA
Af-
events. So I
and
think
also Africa.
some years back in 2021, they hosted an AfroBasket pre-qualifier.
Yeah,
Uh,
Zone 5 African also.
Also, so they're coming back to the continental scene. What we need to see is maybe a more competitive team, which I'm pretty sure will happen at some point because
Mm.
they've launched some grassroots project. Uh, I've been looking at some Tanzanian media. They they have signed a sponsorship deals with betting companies, which means big bucks coming in, hopefully. And so I don't see why they won't succeed. It's only a matter of time. And um, I rest my case here as I'm saying. I've been talking to players. There's a player here. He has launched a podcast too about African basketball. So shout out to uh, what's his name now? To Haji Mbegu. Yeah, here's the
What's the
guy.
name of the podcast?
I'll look it up for you and let you
Okay.
have it. Yeah. So shout out to him. He's launched a podcast. He's been saying we've been talking back some time ago, and he said he'd love to see his country move upwards in the hierarchy. Let's hope he can see it in the near future. That's it for me, and we'll be moving on to the BL updates, and it's
Just
Chero's part.
quickly,
Yeah,
before
please.
Cello starts, did I say the name of the women's team right? How do you say it?
Vijaya Queens.
Vijaya. But it's
Yeah,
got an N in it.
Vijana Queens.
Vagina Queens, surely, because it has an N. All right, cool.
No.
I just feel like they should maybe change that name. That's my personal feeling. I know they've had it since like 1970 something, but come on, guys. Come
I
on.
also something to highlight. The federation have a website. The Tanzanian Federation have a
Yeah,
website. That is
Oh, that's
absolutely
yeah,
amazing.
great. I was look
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
also looking for some information and I saw their website. I was really pleased by that. I mean,
Congratulations.
Senegalese Federation don't even have a website. I don't know. a lot of African federation don't even have a website.
Don't
So
have
yeah,
website. No, congratulations,
shout
because
out
it's
to
not
them for
easy.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah. And also
And
shout
it's a
out to Ellie for basketball TZ225. No, 255.
255. Yeah.
Yes. If you don't follow him and you're interested in Zone 5 basketball, you should follow
Mm.
that page because he is all across it and all of the teams in Zone 5, he covers them. So shout out to Ellie.
so Cello, are you ready for your fast
He's been
breakdown, boy?
he's been waiting for
I'm not
this. He's
ready,
gonna
He's
talk
been
for
guys.
40
smiling.
minutes. 40 minutes he's gonna talk.
I'm not ready.
Everybody just
No,
get comfortable. We're not going to bed
I
anytime
want the
soon.
Lord
crispy.
have mercy. Let
I
me
I'll
want the
try
just
to
go.
crispy
be
things.
I'll try to be as
I
fast
want
as I can.
I
So
want the crispy things. I want.
quickly,
Please.
quickly, you know the deal. Creole Star won the classification game.
Hmm.
Shout
Yeah.
out to all the
Yeah, boy.
doubters.
Shout out to all the island bays everywhere.
And shout out to all the doubters because those guys gave
Facts.
strength to Creole Star to be where they are now.
Mm.
Mm.
The best part of it is that during the press conference after they win against
Who's the Rabat?
Fus de Rabat, you have we did see Joel Almeida with the Cape Verde flag, and I was asking him what does it mean? What does this flag represent to you? And he said nothing but resilience, and that's what we showed during that game against Fus de Rabat.
Hmm.
Oh, so
They showed a lot of
sweet.
Yeah.
resilience, and then they won.
Hmm.
So for me, uh, it's a good journey looking at the road to BAL to finish seventh among the top 12 best club in Africa in 2025.
Hmm.
That's
Mm.
Shout out.
amazing.
Ooh.
If you look,
Hmm.
if you enlarge your scope, you'll see that they did
Mm.
an amazing work in just 2
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's very true.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think they've put themselves and their country on the map in a way that only the BAL can do, if that makes sense. You've established like Cape Verde is a country that can bring a club team. So now for future years, people will be expecting that level or higher.
Mm.
Exactly. And the best is yet to come for them. If you want to stick with Cape Verde, just get ready for this summer because I believe they'll do the same thing as they did in 2021, and they
Mm.
have everything
Oof.
in their willingness, in their power to do so.
Mm.
So
Yo.
that was my shout out for Cape Verde. What do we have? The defending champs. Where's my guy P Funk? Where is he? Where is he?
He had a
Call him.
meeting.
Call
P Funk
him.
had a meeting today,
Had a
which means
meeting
he couldn't
late at
conveniently
night.
be here. He had the same meeting that Jigo had that time that Senegal
Exactly.
lost.
I want
It's
to defend my
crazy
leave,
how
bro.
meetings
Today.
just pop up.
Tell
They
him
just pop up.
Coincidence? Is that
I went to an appointment when I lost my Creole
My
star.
dog ate my router.
So I would do the same thing that OG did to me. Pedro, where are you? Actually, yeah, where are you, bro?
So
coincidence? I think not.
I've
Oh.
seen P Funky is there as well. He arrived safely in Pretoria. He did attend the two games today. I mean of this weekend ahead of the quarterfinals. Of course, Petro didn't play as the defending champs, and they were trailed by more than 20 points. They
Crazy.
lose the game against
APR, was it?
APR,
APR.
yes.
Mhm. That
57,
was surprising.
57 or 55 to 77 or 79, something like this.
Wow, that
It
was a
was more
blowout.
than 20 points.
50,
Yeah,
That
it
was a
was more.
57
blowout.
to 75.
Yes, 57 to 75. It was
Uh,
more. It was like. But I've seen on the court. You could have seen Nuni Omod playing against Yannick Morera. Uh,
I didn't say anything.
but we saw you. We saw it. We saw it. Yeah. We're gonna cut it and and publish it on social. No worries.
She will be the one editing, bro. What you mean?
It's facts. Yeah. So it's not gonna be there. I'll
Come
cut
on,
it
bro.
out like it never happened.
Oh, for real. Yeah, so it was a slow start for Petro de Luanda, but I believe they have the heart of a champion and they surely bounce back as they play against a team that they used to play, US
Mm,
Monastir.
looking
US
forward
Monastir
to it.
went off. They went off against River Hoopers. The thing
Hey,
is,
Samba.
Rivers Hoopers, God slash forward, amazing Amayo,
Hi.
is having flu, and he played.
Oh, he's got the
Oh
Yeah,
no.
flu.
so
Oh, poor
it was kind
sweet
of a
baby
flu game
angel.
for him. He just scored 1 point, but the coach said he exceeded his expectation because
He
he
played
did not
defense.
believe that he would have played much more than 10 minutes, but he did. So
And then he defend though. He was a
yeah,
dog on
yeah.
court though.
But Kelvin Amayo. You know exactly which type of player is he. He's resilient. He doesn't want to stay on the bench. He wants to play his best to carry his team. So first quarter was quite good, but they were leading like by four at the half. But at the end, you have US Monastir and Babakar Sane. This kid is amazing. Like, look at Jigo. Look at him. Though.
Wait, first, can I talk? Hold on, stop. Everyone just stop. Because I need to talk to Sane. First of all, I've been calling him Samba. I don't know why. Sane, we need to talk. Because you're amazing at basketball. And clearly, Jigo didn't tell us this before, and we're only learning this now. So your fellow countryman has failed you, but I won't fail you. I won't fail you. I'm here for you. You just let me know, and we could talk. Okay, you can carry on,
Yeah,
Jigo.
she makes great videos, Sunny. So you
I
can
do.
call her.
I do make great videos,
She
Sunny.
was calling Babakar Sane Samba on the
Samba.
whole podcast. I knew who she was talking about.
Why didn't you tell me? See, you're up. You're an absolute up. Because you could have told me at the beginning you're saying his name wrong, but you let me say it the whole episode. And Cello, you knew it too. And you let me say the whole
No,
episode. You
I
guys know I don't know
no.
Hi
names.
I was
Samba. There's no
Hi,
Samba in the US
Samba.
Monastir roster. What are you talking about?
I
well.
can't even cut it out. Like I can't cut it out.
Well,
It has to stay there.
Babaka, let's just keep this part. So we all were thinking about you, huh? No worries. You're an amazing
Bro
player,
scored
and
22 points on
yeah,
Some
56%
people are
shooting.
thinking about him even more. I
No,
don't know why.
6 for 6 from 2 points, 2 for 8 from the 3 point line. I mean,
see,
defense, energizer. What can you expect?
Chico, you know his stats like you're his agent, bro.
he is. That's the secret. He is. He's the
Ask
reason
him
why
to
he
name
went
the
to the G
stats of
League.
anyone else on that team. He won't name them. He only knows his stats.
But hey, this weekend before the quarterfinals, a huge shout out to all the Senegalese players because they stood tall. Jean-Jacques
Yeah.
Boissy was in his
Hey,
range of
Jean-Jacques.
points. He scored 17. You have
Off the
You know what
bench,
was actually
please.
Off the
called?
bench,
off
right?
Off
off the
the
Off the
bench,
bench.
bench.
of course. You have Youssoum Doi, who played great,
Do it.
imposing his body on defense, carried
Body.
the defense, the APR defense to win to
Mm.
the game against Petro de Luanda. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then you have Babaka Sane. I don't know who can stop him. Like, I really don't know.
Nobody. And
But
we don't need to stop him. Let's leave him alone.
to make it short and sweet, this week we're gonna have the quarterfinals. Of course, we did have the first day because the first two quarterfinals, which were as well as Al Ittihad against Fus de Rabat,
Oh,
and
good one.
then why are you saying hope? Because it's a done deal already, right?
No, yeah, for real, bro. You already know what happened in Kalahari,
Wait,
though.
I
Come on.
I have a question. Sorry. And maybe this is to the bid or to Cello because I'm not sure who will know the answer. But I listened to your post game interviews. The first game that everybody played, it doesn't count for anything.
Nope.
Like it doesn't knock you out or anything.
No,
So
it
what?
was it was
My question is,
seeding
what's the point
games.
of the first?
No.
Oh, they're
It was
seeding
seeding
games.
games,
It was
so that
seeding
Okay,
games.
just
sorry.
like a NBA format, the first team gonna play with the A team, the
I
second on the seven, and
see. Okay,
and so on
Yeah.
and so on.
So it's quite
thank you. I didn't understand
it's
that
quite it's
before.
quite important, and just to allow
Yeah.
each team to play at least two games instead
Hmm.
of paying for flight
One
tickets,
game and go
play
home.
one game
Yeah.
and then bye bye.
Go, yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I like
Which
that.
which
That's
something
nice.
crazy might happen. Creole
Oh,
Star probably about to upset Al Ahly
let,
Oh,
once
because
again,
Creole
can
Star
see
is
that
7,
happening.
Al Ahly is second in the conference. I mean, in the playoff, they're gonna play together, and I'm seeing an upset. I don't know why, but I'm seeing an upset.
That would be crazy.
yeah, me too. I don't know, but it's like they're
Anything is
ready.
possible, right?
Anything is possible.
Hmm.
And shout out to P Funk. I need to defend him just a little bit. Last year, Petro de Luanda lost their first game. Those seeding games, they lost.
Okay.
The final results, they were lifting the trophy. And talking about the trophy, you know that this year we're gonna have BAL rings for the winning team.
Really, made
Oh,
in gold.
rings. They're gonna have rings.
They're gonna have
Oh,
rings.
Made in
this
gold.
NBA
That's it.
people, they're not even serious. Like
They're gonna
the
have
thing is, you're in Africa, so you can go dig up some gold somewhere. Like it's not. I don't understand. It's not like you have to transport it. Just go ask one African like president to send you
We
some
have
gold. You
plenty of
can
them
make
in
it.
Senegal, though. In
That's what I'm
Sabadola,
saying.
I
They
don't know.
probably picked up the gold in Senegal and took it to get made in SA. That's it.
yo.
Gallo is
So
I
Senegalese.
see you. I
I mean,
see
I
you,
don't know.
BAL. I see what you're doing.
so just
Now people see if it was me, all the previous winners, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, "Where's my ring?
But
You're
hey,
giving
but
rings in
hey,
season 5. What
look,
about season 4, 3,
at
2,
least you
1?"
had money.
look it that
At least you
way.
had
You know,
money.
in the NBA, every time that somebody wins an NBA championship, there is a celebration ring in the first game of the next season. So think about a BL team winning the championship and don't get even qualified for the next year.
That yeah, weren't we talking
Just
about this in the
just
group?
just look at it. I mean, US Monastir didn't win in the Tunisian league, right? It's
So
the
they're
other team
off.
from Tunis. Yeah, so they're off for next BL. So let's say that they won, they win in this BL. What's going to happen next year?
This is what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense. Like if you win, you should automatically go to the next BAL so you can defend your title.
Yeah,
How can you tell me I won, but
mm,
because I lost my local league, I can't come and defend my title?
yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Because some of the local league are still ongoing. Monastir
Yeah, of
lost. I
course.
mean, probably Pedro won, and yeah,
Pedro doesn't ever lose.
and APR and Rwanda are competing right now. So
Oh, are they?
Yes.
we're gonna see what happened in that span in Rwanda. So yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, as in as
Same
long
as
as
Nigeria. Same as Nigeria
mm-hmm,
as well.
Mm.
it was
We
Nigeria, but
won't we
hey, we'll
won't
see.
we won't
Championship ring are cool,
we won't see
just
Ali
like
Tiad as well next year. But hey, just to wrap things up, we all have the seedings from the first to the eighth place, and then the
mm,
quarterfinals are ongoing. It remains so at that time it will remain two games, which will
mm,
be the third seed against the sixth seed, which was APR against Rivers Hoopers, and then we're
mm,
gonna have Petro de Luanda against US Monastir.
last year.
So that was me.
Tough games.
Just drop in the comments which team will lift the crown and have the first ever BAL rings. We're gonna debate about this. And hey, P Funk, nothing is done yet. Nothing is done yet.
I have a
Just a
game that
quick
we can
one.
Come
do.
back, Bifan.
I,
Come
I
back,
have a
Bifan.
game
Come
that
back.
we I have a game that we can do.
Mhm.
Everybody have to put out their brackets because we know which team we're gonna face who. Everybody trying to pick up their bracket, and then whoever win, and we have had the perfect bracket, and then get the winner of the thing, having a special prize. If Stitch It
Okay.
can sponsor it, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, okay. Why not?
Yo, I know the special prize. So the winner of if we do the BAL bracket among us, the
Mm,
winner
mm.
wins a dedicated Stitch apparel
Yep.
Wow. All right. Cool. Just making me
Dedicated by
rise
whom?
from
by
me,
the
clearly.
Yep.
CEO, by the CEO herself.
CEO is right here, bro. At your left. You're
I'm just
talking
gonna
Yeah.
about.
hope I win, so I make it for myself. That's the plan here.
That's unfair. You're already wearing
But
one. Come on.
yeah, I mean, I've got a lot. I've been wearing them to the office every day this week. And then Dickon said to me, "It's almost like you have your own clothing brand." I was like, "Nah, you don't say."
You know what would be good? I'll tell you what would be good if we all hosted we all participated in the podcast with our stitched t-shirts. The
It's
same.
coming. It's coming. No.
He has money.
Jigo and I
He
are
has
working
money
out
to spend.
transport.
He has OG. He has money to spend. He wants to
I said,
support the
have you seen the
business.
website? Oh, don't worry. I made a. There's a range called Island Boys. It's actually coming
Yeah,
out
yeah.
the end of June.
One tee for
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
For him, one tee is $150. He has
Oh
money.
wow.
He has money. That's the island
Wow.
boy,
Hey,
the king of
hey,
island
you should
Gang,
not
boys.
be
gang,
saying that.
gang. Gang,
You
gang
should not be
slang.
saying that.
I didn't know
Yeah,
you had
yeah,
money like that.
I didn't know either, bro.
Yeah,
yeah.
jeez. Okay.
I
I
see you,
have some.
All
Jonathan.
right.
Yeah.
I see your curtains, Jonathan. I see
Mm.
that. I see
Sorry.
how pure white cotton, Egyptian cotton. Is that 100%? Yeah,
Very
yeah.
quality
I see
fabric, yeah.
quality fabric there.
Everything
I
is
can
in the
see it.
beard. Everything is in the beard.
Yep. Well maintained beard.
Yeah,
Cello,
yeah,
real
yeah.
quick. Can you make sure that you get me a ring? I think you can do that with the FIBA people. Just tell them you need one. Just bring it to me. I'll meet you in Abidjan. All right, we can carry on with the show, David.
Yeah, so that was me. And drop in the comments your winning teams. We're gonna have some fun.
What did we just hear now? Just tell me, what did we just hear?
I don't know.
Bro, everybody want a ring, bro. If it made it gold, bro.
If it's made of real gold, yo,
Real gold.
first
Championship
of all, you
ring.
need to ask the player to show you if the ring is made of real gold. Is it real gold or gold plated?
No,
That's what I want to
for
know.
sure it will be real gold. Come
You
on.
know,
I told you they took it from Senegal.
That's BAL.
that's BAL. Come
That's
on.
BAL.
Pedro, you know.
That's moolah. That's money. That's money. Yo, get me a ring though. Get me a ring. Let's just get me a ring.
I'll try not to get killed.
Okay.
FIBA connection. Got you.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
that was me. Thank you. Thank you, the bird. Back to you.
and I hope this feedback connection still works in this segment now, because, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the quiz. And I'm the quiz
Bro.
referee for today.
Oh, I need to go take a pen and
Me too.
Wow. Never prepared.
Grab
Me too.
your
I'm
phone.
not ready. I'll be back
Grab
shortly after the commercial break. What the hell, bird?
Okay, let's be serious now. Just tell me how many countries were represented in the 2017, 2017 men's Afrobasket All-Star 5. So, answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Show your answers.
can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cello, can you stop cheating, please? He already said one. See, it's these
Cello, you're
Ivorians
out.
you got to look out for. He's out. He can't answer the question. He's still writing. Look at that.
Why are you
Or
doing my
maybe he's
boy wrong?
frozen.
He's frozen. Chilo's
Think he's
frozen.
She's frozen. Yeah.
Hold on, wait. Oh,
Cello.
where did you go, bro?
He was frozen.
Okay.
I said three. I mentioned three countries.
I said 4.
Okay.
I said
I
three.
might be wrong.
So, yeah, you're wrong, Jigo. It's
Yeah.
3.
Yes.
And bonus question, name the countries, please.
Of course you were going to say that. 2017.
I have those three, but the third one I'm not quite sure.
I don't care.
He said he doesn't
Not even
care.
1 point per. Not even 1 point per team.
Nah,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Jonathan is
He didn't
evil.
say name the players. He said name the countries. All right, I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay, shoot.
What did you put?
You guys
Jigo,
can
I'm not.
see that.
I don't see your.
Oh, it says Senegal.
Yeah, I said Senegal, Nigeria, Tunisia.
Okay.
And
Mine's
Cello,
Tunisia,
stop.
Angola, Senegal.
Cello, stop. You're out. You're out.
Why?
But you already showed the answers. No. You never said that. You never said that.
Oh, Nigeria won 2017.
Yeah.
Okay,
The thing is, I had
show me
three, but
your
I was doubting.
show now.
Look, he changed it at the bottom.
No,
Yeah,
no,
what's that?
he's right. He's
Okay,
right. What the hell you guys are talking about? That is Nigeria.
okay.
Sengaga. Go Gisi
Okay,
Jang. Shout out to you, bro.
against all odds, yeah, Jigo got the point.
Why against all odds?
Yeah,
The thing is,
yeah.
I knew about it, but I wasn't sure it was 3 or 4. Who are you
But
talking about?
you said four earlier, you're saying
No, the
that.
thing is because I want.
Come on, Jig.
No, he's talking about Jigo. Jigo said 4.
Jigo, yeah, Jigo, you got the bonus question. Okay, Cello,
Correct.
uh,
Congratulations.
just show me your paper, please.
How many
His
times?
No, no,
cheating
no, no.
paper. His cheating paper.
That's the hotel paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's I give
Oh,
it to
Jello
you.
also
The
have the
point.
bonus point.
Do you want to see my paper?
No, that's okay. You didn't. Uh, no, no. I'm not taking that
Are
one.
you sure? Because mine says Nigeria on it.
Oh wow!
Bravo,
I saw
bravo.
Angola.
Yeah, I saw you go earlier. Thanks.
Yeah.
So,
That's fake news.
and now it's the women's turn. Okay,
Okay.
we're at the 2019 women's Afrobasket,
Mhm.
and there's one Malian player who made it to the All Star 5. Who's she? Answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Show your papers, please. Taylor, you keep freezing, man.
Oh, cello is freezing. But I can't see. What's your.
Jigo, I can't see your paper, bro.
Oh
I think it says Sika Kone.
yeah.
Mine also says
No,
Sika Kone. Actually, no,
no,
mine says Hidera. No, because I wrote Sika Kone before. Mine says Hidara. There you go. You can see right there.
no,
It says Hidara.
no. It's
Oh
not
my
it's not the
god.
player. Let's wait
Okay.
for Cello. Let's wait for Cello.
Is it not Sika Kone either?
No, it's
No,
not
I don't
Sika
think so.
Kone.
She was probably too young, I guess.
Yeah.
She would have been young too.
Yeah,
I
she
think
would have been young.
Hidera is too young too. And I can't think of any other Mali players that I know.
I was thinking about Amsato Mega, but she was
No,
probably
Oh,
retired
she was
she
too old.
and she was too old.
yeah,
So
she
in
was
that break
retired.
of I don't know, they were rebuilding. So
Well, Cello's not here, so he can't answer the question. I'm sorry. So what was the answer?
Is the point guard, the star point guard, Tutsi Gandiga.
Ah, Gandega. I remember she had that really nice behind the back part. Ah.
wow, you
Shout
remember
out
the
to
behind the
Tutsi.
back.
Do you know I made a top 10 and I made her number 1 in top 10 because of that bloody pass?
Shout out to
It's
Tutsi
really annoying.
Gandiga if she's watching. Uh,
Let's see
I
where Marcel
retired.
is.
apologize.
Yeah, she retired from national team some time ago, but
Oh,
yeah,
She was really good.
yeah, she was a good player. So Cello, you're
Cello, you
out.
don't get the point. Sorry.
Even if you
why?
stole the name,
He doesn't. He didn't even get a chance to express himself.
That's just life sometimes.
What do
Be
you,
like
no,
what do
that.
you
no,
mean?
when
Sometimes
Hey, Chelo, show your
Nepa takes
answer. Show
light.
your answer.
Nepa takes light and you can't answer the
No,
question.
Chelo,
No,
show
I'm
your
not.
answer.
I'm not quite sure. I found the answer. I'm not quite sure. I found the answer.
okay,
What did you
shoot.
put?
No. I just mentioned Sika Kone, but that I
Ah,
remember
No,
the
yeah.
last
no,
time
no,
it
no,
was
no, no,
either Mia Tirera or Tuti
no.
Gandega.
It was
Yeah.
Gandiga.
Yeah, it
It
was
was
Gandega.
Tuti. It was Tuti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, oh
All
my
right,
God.
cool.
Okay, we're staying in 2019 at the same event, the same women's Afrobasket,
I wasn't
and
there.
according to the statistics by FIBA,
Oh.
uh, uh,
See,
uh,
see, see, see
What
your
the fuck is
life.
that?
See your life. See your
See,
life.
According to the statistic of FIBA, did I hear
yeah,
you
yeah.
correctly?
1972.
No,
Who
I said it
holds
in
who holds
2019.
who scored the most points by all teams combined? That's a question, huh?
The
I
only
said
thing
I
that I
said it was
remember from that
in
event
2019.
was
I
Kobe. No,
know.
it was after Kobe.
Who
No,
was the
Kobe
lead
was
rebounder
2021.
at this event?
What?
Oh my
Lead
God.
rebounder? Are we gonna do it?
Okay, it's a hint. I'll give you a hint, guys. Okay, okay. She's
Mm-hmm.
from Mozambique.
She's Mozambican, yeah.
I
I've met
know.
her and she's my friend. She won't remember my name, but
I don't
I'm
know
gonna say
her
she's my
though.
friend. And I think I spelled her name wrong.
I
I
don't think
don't
you
know
can
her,
spell
but
that
she was a
wrong.
beast. I think she was wearing number 15.
If you spell that
Oh,
wrong,
is
there's
it
something.
15?
If you spell that name wrong, there's something. We can't be friends.
Wow. I don't know her, but
If you,
I mean, I don't know her name though.
I
Oh
forgot the
dear.
name. I have a face, but I forgot the name.
Well,
She
that's not
was
gonna get you
boxing out
points, is it?
Senegalese players, bro. I remember that game.
guys, come on.
I'm ready.
Okay, shoot your shot. Let's see what happens.
Tamara Seda.
My girl, yeah.
Dang.
She and I are only a few inches apart in height, but
Wow.
she would beat the crap out of me if there was a fight.
If she box you
Uh,
out,
Oh yeah,
you don't want to meet her in the
Chigo,
paint.
I would never want to meet her in the paint.
I didn't get the answer right though. I didn't even remember.
thank you, Jigo, for being honest.
Is it the
Yeah,
right
Hello?
thank you.
answer? Is Tamara say that the right answer?
Yeah,
Yes.
Chelo,
I
you.
have it.
No,
Did
he
you?
doesn't. He just wrote it now.
No, I have
Oh,
it.
come on. He's making this stuff up. Why didn't he show the answers when everybody else showed the answers? Huh? Huh?
I have these things.
That
Okay,
Come
you know
on.
things.
what? Next question. Next question. You have to show your answer first.
I will.
Okay. Because
Okay,
I feel like you're cheating.
and that's a full feedback
Look,
connection.
I will write like this. I will write the answer like this so that you'll see at the same time. Alright?
Wow. Trust the issues between colleagues. I love to see that.
Yeah,
He still plays with me. She knows I'm closer to the players than her. She knows it.
He's going to stop me from marrying my husband. That's
I
what's going to
man.
uh,
ridiculous.
and you call him bro. Okay, just saying.
I know, right? It will be your own people.
It's
They don't
always
want
your
you to
own
win.
people.
It's
That's what
always
I'm
your
saying
own
every
people.
time. Every time.
Yep.
It's question
Yeah, let's
number
go.
4.
Yep.
Okay, who holds the record for the most 2 points made in a game at the AfroBasket qualifiers?
All AfroBasket
Men's
qualifiers
Yeah,
combined, the men or the women?
men.
Whew.
two pointers.
That's
Can
tough.
I ask if
Hey,
it's East Coast or sorry, West Coast or North African?
Uh, let's
This
say
this one is tricky.
it's in the West. Let's say it's in the West,
Okay. So
This one
but
is
that,
not.
that means
tricky.
my thought process was completely wrong. You said it's in
OG,
the West.
OG, let us help us together. So you
Okay,
know,
right. Well, he's already told
beats.
us it's West, right? So
Yes,
that's
No,
West. That's
Nigeria,
number one.
Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal.
No, 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 no. Just do this way. West countries are zone two and zone three.
you
Right.
can go back. You can
You
go
can
down a bit.
either
You can go
you
down a
can
bit,
either
please.
add zone four.
He said
You
go
can go down
down
a
though.
bit. Okay, the hit is
Yes,
he's from
zone
Angola.
four.
Oh, he's from Angola.
Yeah, I keep that in the
Okay, I
West.
think. Okay, all right. I wouldn't have said Angola is West. Isn't that like Southwest?
But it's
Yeah,
west. In
Yeah,
southwest,
it's
you have
true. Yeah.
west.
I keep that in the West.
Wait, the person still plays now, or we're talking like they hold the record, so they're old and
Uh,
retired?
Ula, that's a good question. No, I think it goes back to some time ago.
Ah, then my answer is completely wrong. Hold on. Oh, what's his face from he won
I don't know if
MVP.
this one is right, but that's what I wrote.
I can't see it.
Yannick Morera.
That's not who I think it is.
but
No,
he's
I
you're
mentioned
probably
wrong.
Carlos, but
for 2 points, it will probably be a fourth or I don't know.
Yeah. Um ah,
I put Carlos
but
Moraes
it,
too, by the way.
just quickly, Cello, what's the guy who's won MVP twice for Angola? That's I've written his name because I can see his I've written that because I can see his face, but I can't remember his name. He we made the thing for him for the
For the promo,
for he was on the stage when they did the draw. With the hair, the pretty one.
oh
a
yeah,
45-year-old.
Miguel Lutonda
That's it.
or
Miguel Lutonda. That's the name I wanted. Miguel Lutonda.
And no, you're wrong too.
Well, I wrote the whole thing out, so
is it Carlos Moraes?
it can't be.
No,
I
Carlos
said
neither.
shoots
Carlos.
threes.
Yeah.
I
It's not
actually put
Yannick.
Childe Dondal first, but Childe still
Oh,
plays, so it wouldn't be him.
sorry, my bad, my bad. The players still play. It goes back to
Oh my
one
god!
year.
Literally wrote. Look what I wrote. Childe, Don, and then you told me no, and I crossed it out.
No, it's not.
That's
It's
so
not done
unfair.
down. It's not Chile.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You said the player is still playing.
None of us got it
Yeah,
right then.
I wish
yeah.
Solo
No
Jabate
one.
was Angolan.
No, it's
Is
Abu
it
Gaku.
Abu Kagaku?
It's Abu
No,
Gaku.
Oh my gosh, who else
it's
could it be then?
Gilson
Hold on,
Bango.
don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
I
Hold
say
on.
He
it,
said
man.
Gilson. It's over.
Is it Gilson Gonzalez?
Yeah, that's what he
I said
said.
Gilson Bango.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bango.
I don't know you.
But you
Yes,
said
you
you
do
said
know
all
him. He's the
AfroBasket
other pretty one.
qualifiers combined, right?
This was. Do you want the link to the story about this? I
Yes, go
send
on,
you
hit me.
the screenshot of that of that.
Who wrote
Yeah,
the
yeah.
article? Let's go talk to the researcher.
Please, I'm waiting for the group chat right now. As I speak to
No,
you,
no.
my
I
group chat
didn't
is
write
open.
this. I didn't write this article. No, I didn't write this one.
Was
You,
it Julio? Because I'll call Julio right now and ask him where he got his facts from.
Yeah, you can call him.
you guys should
Because
do the due
how can you
diligence.
say
Yeah.
of all the qualifiers? Because Gilson Bango hasn't played more qualifiers than Lutonda.
Hmm.
How's that possible? Lutonda's played more because Lutonda's played in more Afro baskets.
But the
You're
question
not
was
gonna like.
what? All
You're not gonna
AfroBasket
like.
qualifiers combined?
Yes, that's what he said. But Gilson
Okay.
Bango has only played one set of AfroBasket qualifiers. He didn't play the last AfroBasket.
He played the last AfroBasket.
Okay, so he's played two sets of qualifiers. That's essentially, if they're playing 6 games per qualifiers, 12 games. Miguel Lutonda has played more than 12 qualifier games.
Are we counting this year because Angola did not play in any qualifiers, or they did?
They did play
Oh
qualifiers.
yeah, but
The qualifiers, he played the 6 games. In AfroBasket 2021, he played, but the qualifiers, I'm not quite sure.
That's what I'm saying. So if he didn't, he's only played 6 games. Miguel Lutonda
Listen,
has played more
listen,
qualifiers.
listen. No one got the answer right. I base my question on what's written from the official website. I
Okay,
didn't
I'm
take.
gonna call Julio.
Okay, according to the website, he shot 11 for 15 from the floor to finish with 24 points and 9 rebounds.
All right,
that's
Okay,
it.
so and I
call me
don't think
Gilson. A good shooter.
you're gonna like the last question though. I
I
don't
haven't
think you're
liked
gonna
any
like
of
it.
them.
You're
Yeah, I
gonna.
didn't like any of your questions, bro. I'm not gonna even lie to you.
Do you know what's crazy? Is I actually think that Jigo is in the lead. That's what's wild right now.
No, Marcel's in the lead, and
Nah,
it's
he's
it's
not.
it's
No,
me
I'm
Because
and
he
not.
you.
cheated.
It's me
He
and you
cheated for
behind.
one question. He cheated for one question. So I'm not accepting it.
Marcel is in the lead, and
Basically,
then me and you behind.
basically, it's you two, Cello and OG with 2 points,
Yeah,
and
Oh,
Jigo
I have
has
1
1
point.
point.
Yeah.
No,
oh,
no.
yes,
I
because you
think
No,
cheated.
yeah, true.
no, no,
Marcel
no.
has
No,
Hold on,
no,
three
hold
no.
on.
points
Wait.
on the
Hold on.
Mozambican player. Yeah.
First question. 3 countries. That's one.
Uh huh.
Bonus
Bonus
question
points.
for the
That's
three
one.
countries.
Yeah.
That's two.
And the Mozambique
Right?
player.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I
It's free.
agree.
It's free.
I
Mozambique. That's
agree.
three.
Yeah, are you accepting the Mozambique answer after he was
Yeah, yeah,
sitting there writing it after
He was
I had said the
frozen.
answer?
Let my guy, bro. What the hell are you talking
yeah,
about?
No, you
yeah.
guys are
Okay,
letting him cheat.
He was
You
frozen.
know what? You know what?
Cello,
For the
Cello, stop
sake
talking. Cello, stop
for the
talking.
sake of
Stop talking.
hold
Come
on,
on.
Cello,
No,
stop
no,
hold
no,
talking.
no, no, no,
on.
no.
This is
What are you
Jonathan's
doing? What
episode.
you
It's
This
bullying
is
Jonathan's
him?
episode.
You guys
this
are
is a
Stop
bullying
bro.
talking.
him.
This is a
For
bro
the sake
service.
And then now his mic is
I
cut
just
out.
what's
muted him.
this?
I muted him. I muted him.
For
Who?
the
Sorry,
for,
this is Jonathan's episode. He's in charge.
This is
for the
bullying,
sake of
man.
the Switch Nomads, I remove that point.
Thank you. Thank you. That's gracious of you. Okay, so let's
You
And
take
go.
too
and,
much
and
time.
still you want me to be mute. You want to mute me.
Okay, so
You don't even know what I'm about to say.
Cello,
See your life. See your life.
It's a new expression. I like
Oh.
it. Okay, this is the final, the fifth question. Question number 5. There is only one player in the history of a new AfroBasket qualifiers format who has recorded a triple double. Who is he?
In a game or in a window?
He said qualifiers, no?
I,
Did you
In a
say
yeah.
game or in a window?
Listen to the question, please. Listen to the question. You people don't focus on the question, on the
No,
right
it's
word.
Marcel. Marcel doesn't focus. He's the kid at school that needs extra help. I heard the question. Look at his face.
He's not, there is only one player in the history of a new AfroBasket qualifiers format who has recorded a triple double. Who is this player?
Hakim
Guys, I feel like we
Olajuwon.
should work. We should work this out as a team.
Hakim Olajuwon.
It's not going to be Hakeem. Here's my thing. Hold on. What have you put? I can't see.
Okay, show us your paper,
You're
Chelo.
moving the paper.
No, I
I
don't see
mentioned
it.
Mohamed Sahadi. I mentioned Mohamed Sahadi from Libya.
I mentioned Matias Madi from Madagascar.
Oh, what?
Are you for real?
I don't think it's that. What's the guy? What's his name from DR Congo? The one that I like.
Sako?
No.
Rolly
There's
Nunga?
Jordan
Rolly
Sacco,
Fula?
and then there's the other guy, Fuller. I'm gonna go with Fuller. I'm gonna go Fuller or Sacco. I promise you, it's gonna be someone from South Sudan. I can just feel it already, and that's what's gonna annoy me.
Nuni Omot?
No, I don't think it's Nuni. Maybe William Gabriel.
No, not William
No, but
Gabriel.
he didn't play enough games for it to be him.
And then he never passed the ball.
And he never passes. It's true. I thought it could be someone from Tunisia.
I'm
Like,
saying it's the island boy.
You think Mati? I feel like Matthias Madi is all the way out there. I feel like it could be like a Randam or someone. Randam, maybe not. What's his face? What's the other one from Tunisia?
Can we just
he's
know the
lighter.
answer, guys?
Oh yeah, what's the
No.
answer, please?
Yeah, sorry, guys. I'm happy to say that Chelo won the quiz today.
OGC your life.
GG's.
OGC your life.
You know what? This is what happens when all you do is focus on basketball and you don't focus on other things in life.
So you want to say that Marcel don't have a life?
So
Fair
I
enough.
didn't say that. You said that.
Okay, I'll be the professor
You
for
know,
today.
I did the flash. I did the flash interview
Jonathan's-
with Baba Kasane today. That's all I'm saying to you, OG. See your life once again.
See your life, you too.
You haven't even.
your
Why
life.
haven't you sent it to me? Why haven't you sent it to me?
I sent it to you.
Oh, did you? All right, I'll check my phone
Okay.
afterwards. Thank you.
I feel like I need to educate you people because you, Steve, you failed me yet again. I don't know why. Okay. So here's a piece of history for you.
Sorry, you need to educate us. Did I
Teacher
hit?
is speaking. The
Yeah.
teacher is
So
speaking.
Sadi finished with 24 points, 12 assists, and 10 steals in Libya's 89-82 win.
A triple double with steals? That is nasty.
Win over Nigeria. Please see your
That is
life.
nasty.
Sorry.
Wow. A triple double with
And-
steals?
That's crazy.
That's nasty work.
And
And he was
thing
one
is,
rebound away from the quadruple double.
Dang.
What?
thank you. That's a guy. That's my guy. That's my guy. That's why we're friends. And that's why
Wow.
the FIBA connection is strong because some people don't want to listen to facts.
You
That's my
know,
case.
you know why I remember that day, OG. You know why I remember
Why?
that day. At the end, first the game went OT. So Nigeria were leading, and then they forced the OT, and then they won. That's number one. Number two, he didn't see the stats, but I remember one guy told him, "Just grab this last rebound," but he didn't hear it. And three, no one since FIBA existed, No one made that stats. So it could have been the first FIBA all tournament combined. He could have
Really?
been the first player ever to do a quadruple double, one rebound
Bro,
away.
Damn.
with
That's
Oh,
steals, it's
crazy.
very impressive. That is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 steals.
Also, how rubbish was Nigeria if that's what he was doing?
They were turning the ball over every time. What the hell?
You know, your people are your people. My people
No,
are just
Just show your
no,
so.
T-shirt, man.
you don't
There's no.
blame.
There's nothing to see here.
No, don't blame Nigeria. Just salute Mohamed
The
Sani
greatness,
because
yeah.
Yeah. Well done,
the
Mr.
way
Sani.
he plays,
Salute.
it's amazing.
Mm.
Mm.
Because he's the type of guy who can drop over two bigs to grab a rebound. It's
Crazy.
amazing. Like you need to see him play. Like he's really really good.
El
some
profesor.
some people, I
So can
think
you do the
some people
count?
need to see.
Can you do the rankings now, please? With my
No, we
Tamara
know you
Seda
won.
point
That's it. That's
removed.
it.
Yeah, you
Can you do
won.
the rankings with my Tamara Seda's point removed, please?
Wow. You're gonna hear from me till the next till the next episode, man. Dang. Lord.
You know what?
It's
Hey,
gonna be
You
shout
know
out to
what?
you,
interesting.
bro.
You know what? I'm happy because no one ever staged a comeback from zero to win. And I did it. And you guys are not close enough to that. High five to me.
Okay,
High
still the
five to
show,
me. It's
man. Dap
crazy.
yourself,
That's the
man.
name of the episode. High five to me.
Dap yourself. You can do that. We give you that, bro.
So rankings are as follows: Cello with 3 points. OG with 2, and Jigo with 1. Shout out to Cello.
Even if we
Congrats,
have to
bro.
clap. All right,
Shout
let's
out.
end this episode because I'm upset and I want to go to sleep.
No, you don't need to be upset. That's our love.
It was
Cool
nice,
Sane. That's my love.
It was nice,
You be
because
having
there was
loves
so
and
much.
crush on Senegalese all the time.
It's not always Senegal. I have other
Yes,
love interests.
it's always
I
Senegal. What
do.
are you talking about?
I go around the world. Around the world. I
You
go.
guys, Jigo is right. 100%. Jigo is absolutely right.
Not true.
For this time, he's leading.
I'll also
Not
lead
true.
in the ending of the episode. Please end the show, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sick of timing. End this show,
So
man.
just one question. It's the final buzzer, okay? And I was happy. It was a pleasure hosting this episode with you guys. It was full of banter, full of laughs, and yeah, some people need to see their life. That's a new expression I learned today, and I'll sure to use it in everyday in my everyday life. Okay, uh, big love to all our listeners, to all our followers. Welcome. We're welcoming new subscribers. Please rate the episode if you laugh, if it made you angry about how we talk to each other. Yeah, you should tell us. We'll be happy to hit you back. Uh, Follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Spotify, on X too, and we'll see you next week. Till then, you should keep the ball rolling. And I hand over the mic to
Cello.
Cello, since Pedro is not here, Pifak is not here. Cello, what's your
No,
final take?
that's me. First, shout out to OG. I'm glad to see her back on the episode of Switch Nomad. You know, it's all love. We all beefing, but it's all love. Like my final thought is this: Who can dethrone South Sudan?
Francis Ngannou.
I'm going to bed, y'all. Thank
All
Thank,
you,
right,
David.
that
This
was
was a really
me.
cool episode.
thank you everyone for listening.